Millicent, Duchess of Sutherland, was born in 1867, and aged 17 she married Lord Cromarty Sutherland Levison Gower, the Marquis of Stafford. He became the Duke of Sutherland in 1892. She was noted for her great beauty. She was a writer, a philanthropist, and a society hostess. Trentham Hall was one of 3 magnificent residences that the Duke and Duchess lived in throughout their lives. In 1898, Millicent founded a charity, enabling crippled boys and girls to be taught a trade that would assist them to live without having to rely upon charitable aid. And so it was that the Potteries and Newcastle Cripples Guild was formed. First, flower making, jewellery and photo frames were made, but soon the charity concentrated on making silver-plated copperware and silver artefacts that used historical references as a guide to their designs. It was of a very, very high standard and in the arts and crafts style. Art metalwork began produced from 1902 under the guidance of Francis Arthur Edwards. Silversmiths gave instruction to crippled workers, who produced incredibly fine examples of metalware. Workshops were initially based at Trentham Hall, but due to the success and production and sales, the production of this was moved to a factory in the Providence buildings, which were located in Wilson Street in Hanley, Stoke-on-Trent. It was so successful that in 1907 the business was converted into a limited liability company under the name of the Duchess of Sutherland's Cripples Guild of Handicrafts. Eventually it became known as just the Duchess of Sutherland's Cripples Guild. It has been quoted that one worker who has a stiff leg earns £1 a week as a silversmith. Another has his feet turned in, which does not stop him from fashioning exquisite bowls. The hammerman has short legs. The repoussé worker has joined fingers. The boy cleaning metals has nearly lost his sight, but does his best. And this quote was from the Duchess herself, writing about the Cripples Guild. The metalwork produced by the Guild was sold locally and nationally. Indeed, the highest echelons of society, including royalty, gave their support to Millicent. A shop in Bond Street, London, sold what at the time would have been very expensive, beautiful art pieces, as well as more practical pieces like ashtrays, coal scuttles and lamp bases. The company folded in 1922, and we have a legacy of just 20 years' production of some of the finest arts and crafts examples of the century. Trentham Hall sadly was abandoned by the Duke and Duchess as the lake slowly silted up with sewage. Although the legacy of the magnificent Trentham Hall is only partially revealed to us today, the legacy of the Cripples Guild continues in some of the finest metalwork ever produced by the poorest in our society, a sentiment that has also echoed in the pottery industry here in Stoke-on-Trent. The skill of the potter and the craftsman is still deeply embedded into the communities of Stoke, and thanks to Millicent we have evidence of the magnificent craftsmen, the Cripples Guild.